Hey, what's up? We're back with another demo review here. We're gonna do Evil Geniuses versus Heroic earlier today, part of the Blast Premier Spring Groups 2023. Yeah, this is we're gonna focus on a site of Mirage. Specifically, we're looking at Sjuush, who has a high cast and a high rating. I mean, he's not like the top frag, but honestly, he definitely played his part and did very well. So let's hop into it and see how Sjuush approaches A. So. All right, so this is a this is like the best A spawn that you like basically rarely get. So he runs under Balk. All right, if you run under Balk here with especially with that fast spawn, he basically may have heard someone in Balk, potentially. I mean, like maybe EG honestly, since they're not well, they are starting to rotate towards A. Maybe just off of nothing mid, nothing B. So, I mean, going under Balcom Pistol, though, is really good if you have that front A spawn, just because a lot of Ts will run up here and make these extra steps, not realizing that if there's a player that rushed under Balcom to spawn, that they'll hear you. Yeah. So next round, he doesn't find the kill, but his team finds the round. Let's go. So we have EG have 3 P250s and Deagles. So we're actually not playing A on this round, as you can see. They're doing a mid take. Looks like Katie and their window player Molly top mid. They double swung out con, didn't see anything. Now they're saying, guys, they're not mid. They're either A or B, right? So they all rotate back to A. So cool to see that, like, you know, Sjuush and I don't know if it's Stown or Jabby or something, but they were definitely playing together in con. They were playing the beginning of the round like they're not just gonna hold WA was like the idea there. So here's another round. The 2-0 looking pretty good for Heroic, so Sjuush full nade set here. He flashes mid late once. So Stown could peek top con smoke, I believe. And now he's just baiting for Jabby under bow. So we haven't really seen any solo play yet from the A site players, right? Like Stown like goes towards mid, his teammates flashing mid, he's peeking over a smoke. Jabby's going under Balk. He's getting baited from Sjuush. Yeah, Sjuush just threw a flash so that the T's, like, let's say there was like a lurker outside A. Throwing this flash like makes them think, oh, like they might be like playing here, maybe someone's jiggling, you know, maybe they're doing like a bait and switch. So the T's maybe like want to basically flash back into ramp and again, like that's just like really good because like you want them to drain util and be loud for places that you're not at. Like that's just super meta because they have a fixed amount of grenades, right? So the more grenades you burn from them, the better. So they go B, we rotate. Let's see kind of what this ticket player's rotate looks like. He right clicks a smoke, it misses unfortunately. That would have definitely landed here, and he would have probably jumped out and tried to lurk out either the left or right side. Sjuush finds the frag. Let's go. Nice round by them. So enemies did nothing towards A last round, right? So Sjuush going towards A, full kit again. His teammates drop him an extra flash, which is really nice. So he flashes mid twice. After the molly fades ramp, he's kind of doing the same thing as before. So, yeah, so they're setting up in like a very common setup that I'm seeing like pro teams do. Basically, the whole idea is like, so I think this round maybe they had an off, but I'll just show you this setup because this is like a very common setup that teams are doing now. See, only one player towards B in the beginning. Like, he's gonna molly upper and go fight mid with them, right? Like they're basically saying that like, okay, they hear stuff mid, they hear stuff underpass. Like, okay, guys, they're not just gonna sprint out B right now. It's like either a B split or it's a mid default, right? And that's why like this setup is good for them to be playing. The B player is just fighting cat. They had one guy jump out underpass. They had one window that was mollying top boxes, and then that allows like 2-1A, right? Kind of like leaving this B site open in the beginning, just like molly upper and then kind of leave it open. Seems to be like a current meta I'm seeing a lot of like pro teams do. Honestly, the normal setup I'm seeing is like the B player comes cat. They have one guy window mollying top boxes. They have one con, one A that's flashing mid, and a second player con. It's kind of the idea. Like that seems to be like a very common strat right now. Anyways, So they go out mid. We actually did not catch sjuush's POV here, so he rotates towards B. I guess the cat guy may come up late. Okay. Darn. Alright, so Breeze finds sjuush. So 3-1. Flashing mid early. Okay, so here we actually have sjuush on a deagle round playing solo on A. This is the first time we've seen him play not with teammates. And it looks like all the enemies are actually coming to him. Nice flash. Wow, nice 1D. Not much more he could do solo. I mean, hitting the first shot and being in a scenario to like the possibility for that second shot is just like exactly where he wants to be. This flash ended up being very timed well because like the enemies were also molotoving under balk and their nade sound cues were going off at the same time, so it's hard to tell like him left clicking a flash here. Like if the enemies aren't doing anything palace, like and they just hear one dude like left click a flash, they're all just gonna be like, oh, you know, and then repeat, or like come here and then like anti and then like start peeking. But since like the Molotov Palace is happening, maybe they're flashing like here, throwing the lamp flash or whatever. Definitely a good flash to use in that situation. So now sjuush is playing towards A, double flashing mid for his teammates. They're all on USPs here, so we can really just skip this. He's just playing retake A. Just kind of AFK ticket. Somehow his teammates win the round with USPs. I don't know what happened there. They must have just hit some crazy shots. So back to a gun round. Gun versus gun. He mollies into ramp. Flashes mid early. His AWPer is going palace, I believe. Yeah, so Cadian's palace. sjuush is making presence ramp. Cadian finds one. So they know the AWPer was on A, and they're honestly probably thinking that the AWP is rotating somewhere else now. I mean, because it makes sense. Like, basically right now the meta is like, you know, if the AWP gets a pick somewhere, like, they almost always just like, they have two options. They either reposition from like a different spot, or they rotate to like a different site and get aggressive there. So that's why it's good for EG to be, you know, kind of predicting that this is exactly what's happening. So he like rotated to a different spot and got aggressive here, right? So it's good for EG to be predicting like, oh, let that AWPer rotate. We're gonna go. Wow, that was a crazy shot from Hex. He was gonna. Okay, so just keep in mind like time was getting low, and he was gonna smoke Palace from here. This smoke's really good to throw, especially because they'll think that it came from like a stairs player. Because like not many people know that you can smoke Palace from ticket, which is cool. So kind of masks your position throwing that smoke. Shout out Stamina for that fact. And then let's go to the next round. Let's find sjuush. So 4-3. MP9 on sjuush. His teammates all have rifles. Surely he plays close up A, right? So Stown is... Wow, look at this flash. That is the A ramp flash. That is the A ramp flash. This play is awesome. I mean, if you do this, and especially as smoke Molotov, as soon as he gets contact, he can Molotov here, and then he could even smoke on top of it. Basically, like, instantly deploy a wall, right? Which is sick. Yeah, and he could just AFK this for... Like, I see sjuush, like, I remember when sjuush was, like, on the come up, he used to do this play a lot. Same thing. They're actually coming towards Palace. They're going to walk out Palace. The same thing as last round. So let's see. Is Stown going to be ready for it? Stown knows his teammate has... Nice, sjuush. Very nice. So yeah, again, I mean, that was just awesome because he's doing this up close A play, and then as soon as like the flash pops in ramp, he mollies it. So the Palace players all hear that, and it's just like, it's basically a bait and switch is the concept. So all the Palace players coming out are like, oh, one guy's Apex, like for sure. So they're all kind of looking over there, and then that's when Stown, who's like under here, was like able to just like, you know, find a kill, and sjuush was able to trade off on like an advantageous angle, like a right eye peek with MP9. I mean, he could just like spray and dance. So here we go, another round start. A late molly ramp. It looks like he did it to set up his AWPer. So if you look at this, I haven't seen this before. This is kind of like a new thing for me. So he comes mid, he doesn't see anything. He's like, all right, molly ramp now. Like maybe that was the idea of the late molly, was like to let Cadian get like a an alt peek, like a confusing peek, kind of like, you know, sometimes T's see a Molotov and like they react or they do something different instead of just being like, well, let me hold the angle. Like, so nice frags from the mid players. Seems like, yeah, sjuush just kind of played passive ticket that round solo. So that was anti-eco. So this round looks like we have Cadian with the AWP throwing all of his nades on A. And sjuush is in ladder. So what are they doing here? It looks like Tessus is playing upper B. sjuush is in ladder, rotating between the two. Jabby's floating cat. Cadian's playing retake A with a AWP. He's got a smoke out, so he'll throw a one-way. Down is jiggling con. So again, they're kind of flashing into ramp, make the enemies think like, hey, we are in ramp, right? Seems to be like a tendency that Heroic like to do. But yeah, this is a anti-B split setup from the looks of it. And the enemies are going to pop A, so... You know what's actually crazy right now is that he's been sitting here for a while. Breeze finds him. I don't know. Skeptical about that play. He was like basically praying that they're not going to pop out A. He was praying that they were just going to try to contact, which is fair. A lot of people do try to just like walk out on you, especially late rounds, so... But I don't know. He was like praying that they would like walk out ramp and not. Maybe he was hoping that they would. Did they have an AWP up? Maybe they had an AWP up. He was hoping they'd try to go for ramp pick instead of because if they walked out Palace, he was dead. If they flash out ramp, he gets blind and he has to like drop a smoke and he can get spammed. So I don't know. A little interesting. So EG lose the round. It looks like okay. Molly need ramp, standard stuff. Mid flash. This is like the good mid flash, like over here. Shout out teammate Creed for telling me about that one. It lands a little bit more to the right, so if they take like fast spawns. So let's see this reaction here, because I think he actually just got contact. So the Molly fades, he's looking Palace. He's jump spotting ramp. Okay, he saw one. He swung out, doesn't see him. Guys, it could be sandwich. And his teammates go for it. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Alright. So 8-3, we're looking like a good half. I mean, from A site, it's been kind of pretty quiet. So far, we've seen like they doubled under Balk those 2 times. Then after the enemies saw the double under Balk, they've been playing a little bit more passive. He was about to throw a one-way, wasn't he? That was a little interesting. Oh, the JKS angle. So wall here is an extremely strong spot, especially if they're going to contact out ramp. His teammates, I guess, were looking Palace. Now they're not looking Palace. And now we're just getting aggressive on A. It is very odd that they kind of like... There are little timings where they could get peeked from Palace, but they're just like, okay, like if they haven't peeked Palace yet, they're not just going to randomly decide now it's time to peek Palace. I guess that's the theory they're working off of for like being able to walk up and half hold it, right? So they're actually... Okay, so we're doing like on A, we have AWPer holding ramp, sjuush holding Palace, and then I guess down holding con from here, which is like a great bait and switch because Cadian would shoot a guy, probably kill him, and then his team is going to try to trade and like run up here, and then there's going to be a rifler in this like weird spot like over here who's like looking Palace. It was a really cool setup to see. But enemies are going B, so let's see how they play this, because Jabby's hiding on the box site. Tess's job here is to make as much presence as he can without dying, until Jabby can activate. There he is, E-box. And Tess's is on a tear from behind this bench. Bench is just a crazy spot. I mean, there's just... The fact that you can like crouch and hide and the spam it's like not going to kill you if they dink you like it did. Like you could like jiggle here. I don't know. This spot's crazy. Let's see. So that A setup was cool though. The A setup was very cool. They were playing like a triple on A. Like basically hold con from here, AWPer here, rifle holding pals from there. Triple A setup. Need to commit that one to memory. Alright, so let's just check this out one more time. Let's see how this unfolded. So they're flashing mid. Hey, mids. There's nothing in mid. We don't see anything out mid. Okay, I smoked ramp, guys. It's either A pop or B pop. That is what they're thinking. See, Katie's rotating back. Sjuush is over here. They're like, guys, nothing's going on yet mid. Okay, it's okay. All the A needs fly over. Sjuush is playing triple. Stown coming through. We're gonna have to back this up in just a second once he Stown's point of view. So Sjuush goes for like the late peek here. Let's grab Stown's point of view. So he nades Tetris. He just runs out in timing. Yeah, he just runs out in timing and just hits a bunch of shots. It's also like when he runs out here and he's peeking, Sjuush was also peeking here. I'm pretty sure they were both just like peeking into, like I think they didn't molly this till late, but I think Stown was basically going to always peek this molly no matter what. Like that was his play. Like basically we will fight them as they're coming out, as they're like scaling Apex or whatever. So similar to the other round, kind of playing retake A from stairs here. So instead of playing like ticket solo and kind of getting locked there, or playing triple and being stuck there and having to have your teammates come through the bench smoke, now he's playing, Sjuush is playing full retake A. Nade's not bad. Nade is not bad. That's a nice nade. So enemies grouping up A again. They re-smoke con. They know like nothing's mid, so they're all migrating towards sites. And for some reason, there's a read here that it's going to be A again. Not really sure why, but the two teammates walking the ramp. Tessus. So this is crazy. Let's back this up because this is actually super meta. So in this scenario here, we know nothing's mid, right? So there's nothing mid, right? So either the enemies are grouping B. Oh, how do I draw this right? Okay, that's fine. Either the enemies are grouping B or they're grouping A, right? So they're either here or here. So in this scenario, they're kind of playing like they're doing like an A stack, but then they also have like an information play off of it. So if we like press play here, you see how these two players are going to go fight ramp. Like surely they'll trade and get like a kill or two, right? And Tess is playing here, and Jabby being here also is like now the T's are coming out and like basically Tess is just like full baited them, right? But he's like kind of like in this like look at this, like they're not even clearing him. So he gets 1 kill and 2 kills. So it's just like, it was like super meta for them to walk push ramp here while there was another player kind of playing like the insurance role. Like, hey, like if things go south on A ramp, I'm here hiding fire behind, or ninja or whatever. They're gonna have no clue, right? Or think about the alternative, what could have happened. We could have double walked ramp and be like, guys, they're not A. And then basically this player is like, okay, I'm gonna rotate this way. Jabby, who is con, is gonna rotate this way. Katie, who's AWPing, is going to play right here and probably be holding the balk, run out or whatever as they're trying to execute. So I don't know, it's cool stuff to see. Cool stuff to see. Doing this like it was like a mid-round like info play that included a bait. So sorry, I messed up this round. He's playing retake from ticket, but let's see it. Last round and a half. Mollying a ramp. Flashing over mid, 148. Smokes pals pretty quick. Oh, out A. Uh-oh. Where are they flashing? Oh, they're flashing over ticket and over triple. So let's see it again. Look, they all go out mid, and they kill the one guy mid, and then they all just start rotating towards A. Like, the mid player did his job, you know? He ran up cat, made presence, and the A players pop right after it. Um, but it's like the CTs... Oh, sorry. The CTs basically just have, like, a reaction that they're going to flash over triple, flash over ticket. We're all going to swing like bench lane together and like fight these players that are out because they remember they did have the smoke down palace still. So like if the smoke down is down palace, imagine if we even mollied top balk, right? Imagine you smoke palace, you molly top balk, and then you start flashing over bench, like even 3 flashes, and you just have rifles swing and fight this, right? So that's kind of like what you usually see happen. I mean, some of the things like that I've seen that are really sick, like kind of like that are meta right now, is to actually do the A pop nades, like maybe like deep jungle and deep and top con, and then kind of like flash over, maybe flash stairs, and then play for them to swing stairs, play for them to swing bench. Because like I almost guarantee they're eventually going to, and if you have like an op pinned on stairs or bench and a rifle pinned on the other angle, like that is where you could like open up a round. And since you guys are kind of playing, if you're playing from back here, maybe you have 1 or 2 players out Tetris, but you're not really like scaling the whole way, right? Maybe one guy's anti-flash and you're playing for them to try to flash above default and have this player swing you, and you're playing to trade that player, and you're playing to hold for these other players to kind of swing in. You're able to find these kills, and you still have the best thing is that you still have the option to fall back. Like if you have one player kind of playing like TV, jiggling between like holding the TV push and kind of looking at top mid or whatever, you still have that control of basically like here. You have like this control. So yeah, you still have the option. You can still go mid, you can still go B. Like the enemies have to respect that. So yeah. Anyways, that was it. That was sjuush playing A site on Mirage. We saw them doing tons of team plays, you know, playing together like ticket and under balk, kind of doing the push up A setup, the triple A, which I really liked. I'm going to tell my team we should do that triple A setup with the AWPer ramp, the rifler holding palace on the left side, and the rifler default holding con. Um, and yeah, we also saw the A player playing stairs, like like probably like 2 or 3 gun rounds, where he's playing with his teammate, and we saw that they do indeed want to basically smoke Palace and then go for this like flash fighting bench play, right? Sounds like fun times though. A lot of stuff to implement, and hope this is helpful. I'll see you all on the next one. Like and subscribe. Peace.